Okay, let's keep going. Mystical hermeneutics is next on the list. And so let's play. Listen to this. This from 119 Ministries.
Within the parameters of proper biblical hermeneutics, there are 4 levels of understanding one can implement to glean from the Torah. Yeshua and his disciples demonstrated all 4 levels of exegesis interpretation throughout the Brit Hadashah. We must be careful to operate within these parameters. These levels of interpretation are not expressly mentioned directly, but realized as consistent patterns in the writings, prophets, and Brit Hadashah. The first is Peshat.
Okay, so he's talking about Pardes.
Yeah, we're not going to listen to the whole thing, are we?
No, that was it.
Yeah. About that.
Go for it, Rob.
Stuff goes up. No, this guy, don't listen to this guy. I don't know who he is. I don't know if this is the same Jim guy that I've emailed.
That's John. John from 119.
Yeah, I asked him many times who did their Hebrew translation of the Copper Scroll, and he kept telling me, be patient. Well, he never replied. He's never... this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And that's just...
We've had people on the, when I posted this about 119 Ministries and Pardes and how this is a horrible hermeneutic. So many people within the Messianic Movement that are friends with me on Facebook were like, "What are you talking about? How's Pardes?"
Yeah, people have drunk that down and they think they've adopted it. That's that whole thing. It's like, what are you talking about? We never were at the moon. They've adopted a different stance. They have a different map of the world. Pardes does not come. It's not sound biblical hermeneutics like this guy just said. It's not from the first century.
It was created super late by the rabbis.
Yeah.
And why? Why was it created by the rabbis? Akiva was really good at doing this. He would say, oh, well, there's a mystical meaning behind this word. And it's not just this word. There's a mystical meaning behind every single letter. Akiva was able to twist the Bible to say whatever he wanted. He could make any passage say exactly what he wanted. You say, oh, it says this. That's not really what it means. If you want to get to the true mystical meaning of it, then you jump through all these hoops and boom, this is what it can mean. So we'll apply it to something that, and I'm sorry, that's just not the way, that's just not good. But, oh man, it's so frustrating because people within the Messianic movement don't realize that Pardes essentially was a response to the rabbis so that they could make the Torah say whatever they wanted.
Right. And here's another bit too. They take Peshat here to mean it's just the plain meaning. No, that's not what Peshat. The people who used Pardes in the Middle Ages, Peshat means what the Halakha tells you it is. So this came up at the conference, and I had to point out the Peshat for the rabbis of do not boil a kid in its mother's milk is don't mix meat and milk. That's what the Peshat. It's what the rabbis tell you it means. That's what the basic meaning is. It's not something you read and discern on your own. That's the other thing I want to talk about. This guy calls the Brit Hadashah.
New Covenant, yeah.
Yeah, the New Covenant is not
the New
set
Testament.
Of books. It's not a library. It's not a bunch of books. And that he says, the Torah, the prophets, and the Brit Hadashah. And I know that's something we need to always help people to understand. That the Brit Hadashah is a Barit, it's a covenant.
In the Tanakh.